morning, everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is absolutely incredible. You know, I thought today we were just going to hang out a little bit. I've got kind of a more heavy thing later in the vlog. I'm going to have myself and Lori talk to you about some stuff, but in the meantime I want to start the vlog good, right? And I thought, how about do a tour? It's been a while since I've given you guys a tour of the place. So, you know, obviously we've got my girl Ivy here just chilling, having an absolutely amazing time, and you guys know that I love this enclosure. Of course, Aries is in here now too, which is absolutely amazing. And I want to give you the overall feel of the Reptarium. It's just been a while, and maybe you guys that haven't been following as long or maybe even forgot, just to get the idea of the layout here. Of course, we have that enclosure over there. Then we have this wall of enclosures here. Of course, right up here are my two little frilly dragons. This is Big Mac and actually Chicken Nugget, which is my pair of the frillies that I produced last year. I mean, look at Big Mac. Hey buddy, what's going on, baby? He just jumps out every single time. What an awesome animal. I love this little dude for sure. And that's oftentimes how I'll start a tour, is by showing off Big Mac, because of course he's just an absolutely amazing animal. And that's the thing about the place, is that it just, you know, it is always a little bit changing. So I figured I'd let you guys see what it's all about. Of course, the green basilisks are in here. Then we have my guy Marshmallow, of course, the ivory Burmese python that's about to shed literally any day. Probably will shed out later on today. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Again, this would be a super fire Burmese python, just a little guy. And it's really good to have that for the kids that don't want to hold a big snake. Sometimes starting them off smaller is the way to go. So it really kind of works out to my advantage to be able to pull out an animal like Marshmallow, get kids kind of used to it and stuff like that. Of course, we have our amazing croc monitor. And look at him, immediately he perks up like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking there? Of course, that's Baby Kush, and he is just unbelievable. I still pinch myself sometimes just thinking we have that. So thank you to Desiree and Steven, obviously, for letting us have this animal, because he is so incredibly amazing. And he is really getting habituated, which is really nice. I think in the next 5 or 6 months, we'll be able to take him out and handle. Of course, fish spas. You guys know that I love the fish spas. I'll just give you guys the overall view here. You just give up. They just come crushing right till you start nailing on your head. It's so wild, and I tell you what, that's a great experience for people. Cupcake, my big boa constrictor. Of course, these are those double-sided enclosures where you can see straight through. I think it's really cool. Of course, we've got our two blood pythons right next to each other. Champ is a boy, Sweetie is a girl, so with any luck, we'll get some babies maybe next year from these two. Champ is obviously a T-negative albino, whereas Sweetie is a normal. Al Machino, certainly one of the favorite snakes over here at the Reptarium. Unbelievable Machino reticulated python. You know, he's about, 10, 11 foot, something in that line. People love handling him. He's just an all-around cool animal. And of course, Salt and Pepper on the end of this enclosure right here. And of course, Salt is just absolutely amazing. We love her to death. I mean, she just continues to become a better and better animal. And like I've mentioned so many times before, that we're going to continue to habituate her and socialize her, where I can get in and actually swim with her. So eventually you guys can get in and swim with her if you guys want to, which would be cool. Then we got my guy Jeffrey down here. Of course, Jeffrey is the hypogranate Burmese python. Unbelievable. Again, one of the animals that people love handling just because he's so chill. You know, this is like a bigger snake, but not too big of a snake, right? So again, for the people that don't want to hold a big 60-pound python or something like that, he is just an absolutely perfect example, and unbelievably tame, just beautiful, and really, like I said, chill. He's one of those animals you can just kind of put on your shoulders and just kind of not worry about it. You know, he'll just hang out with you for hours. Definitely, if I had a TV where I was going to sit down and watch some shows, he'd be the guy that I would be checking out for sure, because he would definitely chill out with you for hours. Of course, we have our albino iguanas in here. We've got French's, which is this girl right over here, and then we've got Heinz over there in the corner. You can see tails have grown back. They look amazing, super fat, super good. We've got Chippendale, of course, the red-footed tortoises over here, and they're just amazing. I love this enclosure, and we've been working on kind of the socialization with the albino iguanas as well. Going to take some time for them to get used to it. Plus, they're young. Usually in the first year or so, iguanas get a little bit freaked out. Then they kind of chill out after that. Of course, I've got to show you guys these two monkeys here, because they're absolutely amazing. Hey, bud. What's going on, guys? You guys gonna come out and see me? Come on out. Come on out. Hey, baby. Hi. Of course, we got Diddy over here, and we got Dixie over there. What are you guys doing, you sillies? What are you guys doing? Hi. You come out and say hi to me? Hi. I tell you, these guys are, it's crazy. I couldn't imagine having lizards where you just open up the cage and they come running out and jumping out to you. These guys are absolutely wonderful. I always say these are my puppy dogs of the Reptarium. I mean, because they are like dogs for sure. Absolutely love these guys. Come back. Then you guys know that we have the turtle pond that just basically connects the new Reptarium with the old Reptarium. We just have a bunch of sliders, a couple map turtles, stuff like that. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my anxiety struggles here. Look at this little monkey here. Of course, this is a leucistic Cobra right here, and she is definitely fired up. My point is that sometimes when I'm living in the moment, right now, all I can think about to stay safe is to make sure that I'm in the moment. I'm reading this animal, everything that she's doing. I need to understand, because I tell you what, if I make one mistake, I may get bitten, and who knows what's gonna happen. So all the anxiety, all the things that bother me go away because I'm just living in this very moment. And I've talked about that. You can be stressed out, you can be upset, you can be everything, but if you were to get into a car accident, all you're thinking about is survival, right? Well, that's what happens when I'm dealing with venomous snakes, like this beautiful leucistic Cobra right here. And the fact is that my journey of anxiety is trying to get to the point where I'm always living in this moment, where I'm living in a moment where I'm not thinking about the future, I'm not thinking about the past, I'm just thinking about this very moment. And this snake, and snakes like this, really are amazing opportunities for me to kind of hone that in, right? And I tell you what, guys, there's just something really special about this. Some people jump out of airplanes, some people go fast in cars. I always feel the most alive when I'm on the end of a beautiful snake like this that quite frankly could be deadly. But I tell you what, she's acting very nice right now. And you can see she's a little bit going into shed, and she's a little bit cranky, but I absolutely love her. But the truth is that journey is going to continue on until I get to a point where that anxiety totally goes away, and all I ever think about is times like right now, where nothing else matters but this very moment. And then of course the old Reptarium. You guys kind of have been around and seen this for a long time, but I'm going to still go through. Of course we have Nova and Lilith in here, the frilled dragons, and of course Lilith's babies are due to hatching in time, and of course she's now due to have another clutch. Very similar to what happened last year. It was the beginning of September that we produced Big Mac. It's probably going to be more like the end of August this year. She's going to have one more clutch, so it looks like she's going to be producing 2 clutches a year. Sometimes feral dragons can have up to 4 to 5 clutches per year. I was kind of hoping that was going to happen, but unfortunately it didn't. Of course, we've got Ben and Jerry, the crazy 2-headed snake, still doing well. Ben is over here on this side, Jerry's on this side. Look at this, holy moly. Night Fury is up in its trees and branches and just crawling around. That looks amazing. That's something that you don't see too often, I'm not gonna lie to you. We got Emerald Tree Boa over here. On the other side, we actually had the Amazon Basin that I didn't show you guys. Mango is in here. We've got some alligators over here. Look at Pickles, look at how great she is. Again, Jessica redid this enclosure and we moved her over here about a month and a half ago, and Pickles is doing so well, and I love the way she looks here. So we've got Beetlejuice way up at the top over here. He's just chilling out. Beetlejuice is another, obviously a Bell's Face lace monitor. Another one that we're working on a lot to kind of habituate, get settled in. And he's going to be a great animal when he gets a little bit bigger. We're spending lots and lots and lots of time. Looks like Perdita's in shed too. These guys get fed quite a bit. Every Tuesday that we're not open, these guys get fed. So they definitely are growing, and Perdita is looking amazing. She is crazy. You know, I've seen pictures of her recently of just like 6 months ago. I cannot believe how many more black dots she's got just in the last 6 months. I mean, how crazy. She is getting so cool. Of course, big old chunky monkey over here. And then of course we have Joker, the scaleless rat snake. Take a look at this dude right here. He's just starting to shed, so he's going to shed out probably today, so I won't mess with him too much. But just another animal that people love to handle because they're like, oh my god, that's so wild, so interesting. Flamin' Hot Cheeto is up here chilling out. We've got the leucistic Texas rat snake over here. We've got Gerald, the Dumerals boa. This one again is that kind of cool size to handle, super chill. And the arachnid wall, just a Brazilian black, red knee, rose hair, curly hair, all that type of stuff. And we're retooling this arachnid wall as well, so that should be pretty cool. And like I talked about with Dixie being my dog, no doubt that Bella is my cat. She decides when she wants to come down and say, hey Dad, I don't know if I'm ready or not. Of course, we got Elvis just always chilling out, hanging out. He's just amazing. He gets, like I mentioned all the time, he gets at least like an hour a day to walk around the zoo, do his own thing, stuff like that. Everybody loves Potato. Of course, he's the Centralian blue tongue skink. It's definitely, especially kids and kids parties, when I bring out Potato, they absolutely love him, mainly just because he really does look like a potato. These are our little red Ackie monitors. They're always underneath the bowls right there. These guys are so cute. They're so amazing. Again, if you want a monitor lizard, but you don't want a giant lizard, definitely Ackies and some of the other dwarf monitors are the way to go. They're really just as intelligent as the big ones, but of course in a pint size, which is good. Abasuku is just chilling in the water. Of course, this is the one that we hope we can get chicken strip to breed, because again, she's the only black Nile monitor and he's the only albino Nile monitor, so to produce double heads would be absolutely ridiculous. Then of course we have a handful of dart frogs. These are the Azuris, those blue, unbelievably gorgeous animals. I love these guys, and just cool, you know, like looking animals, right? You know, Daisy, my big girl, of course, Lucy's sister's hanging out here. Butterscotch, you can see her popping her head up right there, hanging out, going, hey, when are you gonna get fed left? We always feed every weekend. It's always a lot of fun. And then we've got Karma 2.0, the nosy bee panther chameleon. Absolutely love this guy. Such an absolute ripper. I tell you what, this thing is so cool. And hopefully we're gonna get a female for him pretty soon, because I just really would love to try to breed these guys. I think it would be really amazing. After we hatch those Jackson's chameleons, it's just kind of been exciting, like, oh my gosh. And speaking of Jackson's chameleons, this is the adults right here, but they hide. You never hardly ever see them. I mean, the male is poking his head out right here, just shedding. Looks beautiful after that shed. That rainbow Jackson's is really something else. Of course, we got Sunrise, my beautiful girl. Who doesn't love her? She's amazing. Looks like Casper is ready to eat too. He's chilling out up at the glass going, hey Dad, what's going on? These guys, it's almost feeding day, so they're definitely all geared up and ready to go. And this kind of give you an idea of the kind of tour of the place. I hope you're enjoying it. Of course, my girl Lucy, the giant, she is such a big snake. And everyone always says when they come here that she's so much bigger in person than she is, you know, so it's pretty cool. Bowser's tank, of course, right here. Bowser's just hanging out. His mouth is open saying, hey, feed me. And he's super cool. And then, of course, my tortoises are over here in the corner. We got Franklin over here, Big Mama here, we got Steve over here, Matilda's hiding over in the corner right there. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of the tour of the place before we get into a heavy topic that I really wanted to share with you guys, because to me it's very important with the journey that I've been on over the last few months. So I want to share that with you now. I wanted to give you guys some good snake content, and you know I don't want to make these vlogs about negative stuff and so on like that, but I also want to always keep you guys updated on where I'm at with my journey and anxiety, and I thought that maybe it'd be good to have Lori to talk about it as well too, because quite frankly, I've been doing a lot better this last couple weeks, and even earlier today I was feeling really good. Right now I'm feeling a little bit cloudier than I had the rest of the day. I'm hoping that that calms down. This journey isn't one that's just one person, you know, whether it's friends or in this case family. You know, Lori has went through this journey with me of anxiety just as much as I have, you know, and I know it's difficult for you, and I thought maybe you could talk to people that maybe are dealing with similar things, where maybe their spouse or loved one or child is dealing with it, and your role is maybe even harder than my role, in the sense that I may be feeling all the pain, but you have to still support me through it, and it's got to be really difficult.
I would say it's no different than if, say, your loved one or significant other maybe has cancer or something like that. Actually, in some ways it's a little bit harder, because at least with that you have like a physical sickness diagnosis, whereas, you know, mental health, obviously from the outside, you know, a lot of people don't even know what's going on, because there's, you know, not that type of thing, but it's, you know, truly, you know, just as hard as that. Like I said, almost harder, because you don't have something physical to maybe fight or rally against, you know, it's all internal.
You don't have doctors that are telling you this is your x-ray says this, or this is the course of treatment. And
yeah, so it definitely makes it hard, and you know, it's it's hard, you know, anytime your loved one or, you know, person that you care for is struggling, you know, to see them do that. And much like with anything else, you can't take it away. There really isn't anything that you can physically do to help, and that makes it hard. The only thing you can do is continue to support, but a lot of times that still feels like you're doing nothing or not the right thing to it. It's hard.
The thing for me is that, you know, I just need, sometimes I know it seems silly, but especially when you're in a downtime or when things are really tough, you know, sometimes you need the people around you, whether it's, you know, your significant other with me, with Lori, or with Noah, my son, or even the people around me. Sometimes I just need people to give me a hug and tell me it's going to be okay, even because a lot of times it doesn't feel like it's going to be okay. It sucks, you know, it sucks that I can't be what I think I should be to you, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that feel like me, that feel like, not only does it feel like such a bad feeling, but then it makes you feel even worse that you're not supposed to be that way.
Oh, sure, it all compounds, you know, so, and I think that's how it is, whether you're a guy or a girl. You know, I think everyone who struggles with that.
No, I'm not saying it's any easier for women. For me personally, I feel like I'm supposed to be the strong one, and you know, I've been a shell of what I am for the last 3.5 months, and I think I'm getting better. I would have told you a half hour ago I was getting a lot better, and hopefully later today when we do the podcast I'll be feeling better too. So anyways, I just wanted to end the video this way as an update for you guys, to encourage you, and maybe for people that have loved ones that are dealing with things like I'm dealing with. You can hear, you know, you heard from Lori how her take is and how important her role is in this for me. My healing, even though it's on me, I need her strength and her encouragement. Again, I don't want her to fix me, I just want her to encourage me and to tell me it's going to be okay, and also to know that I can rely on her, which I have been. And so we're going to end the video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your prayers and your thoughts and all the great things. You guys have meant so much to me during this time, and we will get through this. And I'm hoping that this continued conversation will help others, because that's what's important to me, is not only for me to get better, but for other people to get better too, and to know you're not alone in this journey. So, okay, that's it. So I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.